Pakistani protesters disrupt a forum on Jammu and Kashmir in Washington, D.C. Activists from the Kashmir Valley held an event for a panel discussion titled Kashmir from Turmoil to Transformation. The forum was focused on the developments and the ground situation in Kashmir. Aiming to give a grassroots perspective, a handful of protesters, in fact, interrupted the Kashmiri activists and disrupted the forum. One protester yelled in response, "Shame on you." After being heckled by security personnel when asked to leave the room, the protesters visibly lost their temper and were seen retorting with abuses. There's images of that forum on Kashmir, which was in fact disrupted by Pakistani protesters in Washington, D.C. You can see they were in fact trying to heckle some of those who were participants of this forum, who were speaking at this forum. They were in fact taken away by security personnel, and when of course they saw that resistance, they in fact resorted to abusing in fact the participants of the forum. Mr. Touseef Raina, President of the Municipal Council Baramulla, is joining us live at the moment. Mr. Raina, as you can see in some of those images that we're showing to our viewers, at the moment this forum, which was basically giving a grassroots perspective on what is happening on the ground in Kashmir in terms of from turmoil to transformation, what we see is Pakistan is so rattled that some of their protesters cannot even handle a discussion forum. They want to disrupt it. Mr. Raina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so these images that we're showing to our viewers at the moment, basically of Pakistani protesters trying to disrupt a discussion forum in Washington, D.C., where it was being discussed, it was being debated, the grassroots situation in Kashmir, how Kashmir is moving from turmoil towards transformation. But clearly Pakistan is so rattled that they cannot even handle a forum, a discussion forum where participants are expressing their individual views.
Actually, the program was going very smooth and in a very disciplined manner. And when there was a Q&A session, and we got so many questions from the participants, and when we were replying to those answers, and suddenly some 2 3 men came up and they started yelling at us, and even we told them we have a very disciplined session and you can say whatever you want to, but in a very disciplined manner. You cannot do this. And they then start abusing and saying so much of things and try to disrupt the whole process. But they were thrown out by the security, the press club security personals. I think they didn't like our answers, maybe, or they wanted to listen their the fake narrative which they used to propagate here in America or in another country. But we said what we believe in, what are we doing in Kashmir, what are we doing in especially in Baramulla. So I think they were not happy with that, and they don't want to see Kashmir and Kashmiris progress towards prosperity. They don't want to see change in Kashmir. So that's why they did this.
Absolutely, but the fact is they cannot even hear other views. That is what is apparent through this entire altercation or this entire episode that seems to have happened in front of everyone like yourself, for everyone to see what exactly they're intolerant of views that are not in line with exactly what they want to propagate, sir.
And the unfortunate thing is they talk of intolerance and they don't let other person speak, and they talk of tolerance. They talk of freedom of speech, and when we were trying to put our point, they don't let us speak. And this shows their dual face. This shows what actually they are trying to do here, and what are they doing in Kashmir. They don't let the voices, the true voices, come out from the valley.
What was it that rattled them so much, Mr. Raina?
Actually, when we were answering their questions, they were different questions, and we were answering, and it was going very smooth. The program is were going very smooth. We had some Americans there, asking us, and majority of the people liked what we said. And it was the first time they were listening to us coming from the ground. And before it, they were some of the participants told us that it's the first time I am listening this, and you people coming from Kashmir and working there, and this is the true narrative. What are you saying? We believe in this. So maybe that thing doesn't, they doesn't like it what we were saying. So somehow they try to disrupt, they try to heckle us. Then at end of the day they left.
Okay. Mr. Raina, thank you so much for joining us on India Today and telling us exactly what happened. Clearly, Pakistan is intolerant to any view that basically tells you the reality of things on the ground and something that they seem to think doesn't tie in with what they want to propagate. Mr. Raina, thank you for joining us.